Here we go, man. This day is beautiful. That sun setting in the forest. If you don't agree, you're an idiot and you're wrong. Mickey with CarryTrainer.com. Everything that I'm about to say is accurate and true. If you disagree, just consider that as a indicator to you that you need to learn and agree with me, because if you don't, you're wrong, period. Of course, that's a dumb thing to say. Opinions vary. Today on the internet, I'm noticing some different people in this little gun community having some altercations through the internet, disagreeing about ideas, dogmas, tactics, techniques, and even some overarching principles of how to approach training as a whole. Today, beautiful day. I spent the day up on the hillside in the dirt. I had to 0.8 rifles. I went top to bottom on these guns, checked all the nuts, bolts, torque specs, etc. I got all my dope for various calibers at 50, 100, 200, 300, 400 yards. I wrote it all down and I enjoyed the heck out of it. Some people don't like that. That's cool. It's my job, so I want to be good at it, and I also find it to be fun. It's relaxing. I didn't have my phone on. I wasn't listening to tunes. It was me and nature, the birds. There's some sandhill cranes singing in the sky right now. It feels good to me. I have friends, two of my best friends, Dan and Derek. They love jiu-jitsu more than anybody I know, and they'll train it a couple times a day if their body and schedules will let them. Does that mean if you only train 3 days a week, you don't care about your health and training and self-defense? No, it just means they love that thing more than you do. That's cool. If you can't do a 1.5 second build drill from concealment, will you die? Well, you're going to die anyway. And there is the truth of today's little talk. You don't have to agree with me. There are bodies of knowledge and evidence that supersede any singular person. Unless you're designing the first rocket or the first airplane wing or harnessing electricity and you're the dude that figured it out, there are way too many people in any singular martial path, be it boxing or grappling or the art of the gun, for one person to have the end-all be-all answer to everything. My mother needs a gun, but she's not going to put the same time, effort, and have the same abilities as a 22-year-old USPSA GM that's got the testosterone raging and the time and effort and energy to do it, right? As we age, even the best guys are not going to be able to do the same things. This is not a discussion to suppress excellence or accept mediocrity. It's to understand that there's more to life than shooting guns. I like making pizza, making pies. I like going for walks in the woods. I like doing all the things that people like to do, visiting with friends, having a beer. Everything's not about shooting, and if it is for you, that's cool. My friend Les Keys Martoni called it chasing the dragon, and he chased that dragon until he won a national title. Did he make a bunch of money doing it? No, it probably cost him 20,000 times what he ever recouped. There's no money in shooting guns unless you're doing what I do and you're really awesome and you never get anything wrong like I do. Otherwise, don't bother. Another joke. You can excel at something, you can enjoy it, but you don't have all the answers. Do you need to chase excellence? I think you need to chase excellence for you. There are degrees of things, and there is only a specific amount of time and resources that we have available. We have empirical data. Tactical professor has for years documented, Claude Warner, this information, and he's created and codified a whole list of standards of sorts that if you can achieve those, you're probably going to do okay in most encounters. I'd rather spend a couple hours a month training with firearms and a lot more time training physically, grappling, watching my diet, doing push-ups, enjoying things, because something else is going to get you. Train to a standard that you know is better than the bad guys. Train to a standard that has a high level of proficiency, efficiency, and accuracy. What does that look like? Can you hit a piece of printer paper at 25 yards in 2.5 seconds from the holster on command? Can you put 10 rounds into a B8 in 10 yards or at 10 yards in 10 seconds from the holster? And once you can you have those numbers? Can you get to a point where you're at the ragged edge? That's up to you. Ammunition's expensive. There are some defined standards that matter. Bill Wilson's build drill didn't just come out of thin air. 7 yards, A-zone on a USPSA IPSC target, and we can say that's supposed to be done in 2 seconds, but maybe not. Is my mom going to do the same thing that the young guy's going to do? Is your father that's got a weakened hand because of years of swinging hammers or something like that going to do the same thing? Probably not. So we can't just say there's one size fits all. Excellence is not achieving a number. Excellence is an attitude. Guys like Tom Gibbons dedicated their life to doing this stuff, so keep it up. Guys like Claude Warner, Rogers Shooting School, and you can just keep naming these people. There's way too much evidence of success stories to look at these dudes and say, you know, they're FUDs, or their time has passed, or their information's not valid. There's a lot of people alive because the information was valid. If new information comes along that's better or more valuable, it may take some time for that to filter in, but here's the way I look at it. When I talk about the liberty in our country, I always think about like a wheelbarrow. These people back in the 1760s, they filled up that wheelbarrow with a big heavy load and they carried it as far as they could in their lifetime, and then somebody else had to pick it up. Today, that liberty is our responsibility to carry that load on to the next. This idea of firearms and martial training, those that came before us did the work, carried the load. From the competition world to the world of combat to the world of sport shooting, they carried that load as far as they could. Without that, we wouldn't be having this discussion. Without all of these amazing men from the times hundreds of years ago to present, we wouldn't be having any of these discussions. I wouldn't have a job or a YouTube channel. I wouldn't be able to tell dick jokes to the world. And for that, I'm grateful for all of the men that came before me, even the ones that I don't agree with, because they carried a load that will allow us to be here today. You don't know everything. You're going to die. Be fit, be well, be happy. Do exude excellence in your training. Shun controversy. You know, if people are being dicks, fuck off. Be well. Don't be dickheads. Peace out. Check that out. Badass.
Adventure doesn't wait. It demands fuel. Fresh and energizing. Crafted for the untamed. For those who chase the light, Ignis Lux is the fire that keeps you going. Ignis Lux Coffee. Fire in your cup. Light in your soul.